Hello, CPA ninth graders, and welcome to the fourth episode of Tiger News. News for the students, by their favorite math teacher. Let's jump right into our daily agenda for the day. Now, in math class, you are being asked to work on your quadratic formula homework with irrational solutions. So if you have not already finished that from Wednesday, completing that today. In history class, you'll be watching two speeches on the Reconstruction by Minnesotans who lived during the Reconstruction, so the time following the Civil War. In mixed genre, you're being asked to complete some Quizlet practice and your background slide for your humanity project. Remember to complete the attendance for each class. That attendance question is what teachers are looking at when marking you present or absent each day. Also remember to check in with your electives. Office hours today are with Miss Bowman from 2 to 3. One final reminder, today's the last day to complete your Google form for elective sign-up. If you're wanting to pick your own electives, make sure that you're submitting that form today. My favorite segment of this show now is questions from the crowd, and let's see what people have to say. Chikong is asking who will win the next Super Bowl. Well, Chikong, bold of you to assume I know anything about sports. I did happen to ask someone else, though, that did know something, and they said the next Super Bowl is canceled. So my money is on whatever team shows up. Does every team win if it's canceled? I don't know. Our next question comes from Daisy. Now, Daisy asked a very interesting science question. She says, if atoms never touch and we're made of atoms, does that mean we're floating? Now, this is something that I am not qualified to answer, neither as a news anchor or as your math teacher. So I've asked someone else, someone special, to come on the scene and answer this question for us. And with that, I'm going to bring us to our science expert, Mr. Hemstad.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mr. Hemstad with today's science question. Today's science question was asked by Daisy, and it is, if atoms never touch and we are made of atoms, does that mean we are floating? Excellent question, Daisy. First things first, go ahead, everybody watching this video, make a prediction. What do you think? Feel free to pause the video, and when you're ready, unpause it and let's go over the answer. Alright, so in order to answer this question, we need to identify two words in this question. The first word is atom, and the second word is touch. Okay. So what does it mean for something to be an atom, and what does it mean for something to touch? Okay. An atom is made up of a nucleus, a tiny, tiny dot filled with positively charged protons and neutrally charged neutrons. And there are electrons whirling around the nucleus in a kind of electron cloud. This is a picture that you guys will remember from physical science. One thing that you'll notice about this atom is that the electron never actually touches the nucleus. This entire substance right here is an atom. And while it is physically impossible for this atom to come into contact with another atom, it is possible for it to exert a force on that atom. And that's where we kind of come into our second term. What does it mean for something to touch? When I touch this wall, I am exerting a force on this wall. That is how I define the term touch. The atoms themselves, the nuclei in between the atoms in my hand and the atoms in this wall, are not physically connected together, but there is an electromagnetic force between the different charged particles of the atoms between my hand and the wall. In that sense, I would say that the atoms in my hand and the atoms in the wall are touching because they're exerting a force on each other. I think what Daisy is getting at is the fact that since they're not actually physically coming into contact, then all of these atoms are technically just kind of floating really close to other atoms nearby. There you go. So the correct answer to this question is, well, kind of. It really depends on how you define the word touch.
Was that the answer that you were expecting? I can't say that it was the answer that I expected. Who knew that the definition of the word touch could make such a big difference in a case like this? Our final segment today is going to be our quote of today. And the quote of the day was submitted by Tua. Now, Tua says, quoting Dr. Seuss, "Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." I have felt this a lot in our time away from each other. I really didn't realize how much I would miss. I mean, I knew how much I would miss students. I knew how much I would miss you. But I didn't know how much I would miss the little things, like people barging into my class or running around playing with balls of paper. Like the things that maybe at one time could be called annoying, I guess. How much I'm missing them now. As I was thinking about Dr. Seuss, I happened to see something a couple weeks ago going around on a couple different Facebook pages, and I pulled that picture up for us today because I'd like to read it to you and show it to you. It actually made me feel pretty emotional. Um, and it's a play off of a different Dr. Seuss poem. I will teach you in a room. I will teach you now on Zoom. I will teach you in your house. I will teach you with a mouse. I will teach you here and there. I will teach you because I care. So just do your best and do not worry about the rest. Truly, that is what I want you to get out of this distance learning. Do your best. Talk to me. Let me help you. Let me be a teacher for you, even though I'm not physically there with you. And we will get through this together. With that, everyone, I want to remind you to stay safe, stay smiling, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.